Welcome to Ergo Magazine. I'm Jason, and today we're going to take a look at the Qin Dynasty army from Caesar Miniatures in 1/72 scale. So let's open the box and have a look. Now, most Caesar Miniatures don't come in a bag. They come in a bag and not on a sprue, so they're pre-cut off the sprue and given placed in these bags. So there's 42 in this box, miniatures, with 12 different poses. They're roughly about 26mm in height. And as we can see, there are 12 different poses, and each pose has 4 miniatures, apart from these two, which there are one of each. Obviously, one is the general, and one is his bodyguard, I'm assuming, or you could use him as another commander. Now, these cover the period of the Warring States. They are named as the Qin Dynasty Army, but you could use them as any other warring state from this period, because they were mostly the same. Now, in the early part of the Warring States, the armies were focused around chariots, and the Qin state changed this and went for a more infantry-based army. And because they were winning battles on a regular basis with this new reformed army, all other states followed suit and changed theirs to be similar to the Qin. So you could use these as other states from this period. Now, the Qin dynasty didn't last very long after unifying China. It was 14 years, but it was a big moment in Chinese history. Most people will probably recognize these miniatures from the Terracotta Army, and that's what they essentially are. The Terracotta Army is from the Warring State period. When the emperor died, he had his entire army remade in clay statues, and they were discovered, I think, in the 70s in Xi'an in China. Now, like I said, there are 12 different poses. So you get 2 spearmen or halberds in 2 different poses. You'll notice that the armour is squares. It is believed that they are leather cuirass with metal squares attached to the leather. The swordsman, there are 4 different poses. Like I said, 3 of the poses come with shields, and then there's 1 pose without a shield. So these are the other 2 poses. The only problem with these miniatures, well, with most of these in this scale, are, as you can see, they're very bendy weapons. I think it's a fault of the material used. As you can see, we get 2 different archers, one standing, one kneeling, so you get 4 of these. Some nice details. These are they're nicely cast, and there's some nice detailing on the miniatures. Caesar do a vast range of different miniatures, everything from ancients right up to moderns. from various different conflicts and wars. And like I said, these will work for any state for the warring period. You've probably noticed that all of the models don't have headgear. In reality, they would have been a mixture of. They would have worn a mixture of caps and helmets. I suspect the archers wore caps, and those such as the halberdiers and swordsmen would have been helmeted. But I think these are based on these have been based on the terracotta warriors, and the terracotta warriors, the majority of them don't have headgear, so it's probably why Caesar Miniatures hasn't sculpted headgear with them. You could use this for any number of rule sets. It's a good scale. The only downside is the fact that, as you can see with the weapons can be a bit bendy. I mean, you could probably straighten them out with some hot water. But otherwise, I mean they're nice miniatures. There's plenty of detailing on them. There's hardly any mould lines. The mould lines are barely visible. There are some there that will need to be removed. And then the only sort of flashing or spruce is some of these will have some of this on it. Anyway, that's the Qin Dynasty, or the Warring States period armies miniatures. That's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.